Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Battle Brothers Season 3. As today, we finally get ourselves down south and hopefully get ourselves up in arms. I mean, obviously we've got some other stuff going on, the Noble War chief amongst them, which we do want to get caught up in at some point. But short term, we've really just got to work out the guns. Though before that, obviously we've also got this bandit job queued, which could be interesting depending on what twist they throw at us. That said, probably an easier fight. I've got the rookies slotted, and this does feel like a good opportunity to go ahead and finally dose a few more of our veterans up. I was waiting for them to get injured, but some of them just refused to actually let that happen. So we'll just do it now. Starting with Rev, an OG anatomist who has somehow remarkably remained unmutated all this time, which we will now offset by making him slightly more like his namesake with a potion of leather skin. Possibly chased with that potion of fool's gold. But in the meantime, that grants him subdermal reactivity. It's just a flesh wound. This character's subdermal flesh is mutated and automatically reacts to sudden trauma, lessening the chance to suffer injuries in battle. Followed by Cetrus, our OG heavy, who will pick up Kineticist Draft. Add some extra impact to those hammer strikes. Kinetic Blows. This character's wrists have mutated in such a way that they dampen the initial shock of opposing forces. In more practical terms, they reduce the protective qualities of an enemy's armor when struck. They can also make some pretty outlandish shadow puppets. Always nice to have a fallback career locked and loaded. Then we've got Random, who by popular demand will bank the Rose Filter, which does feel narratively appropriate. It was either him or Annie, though I will say I'm a bit bummed he didn't overcome his phobia whilst we were out and about. Berserker Rage. This character's adrenaline and hormonal glands have mutated, causing a constant, heightened emotional state. They can mostly keep this under control in camp, but in high-stress situations the effect is much stronger, and fills them with an intense, unconsolable rage. And then finally, what I did end up settling on for Annie was to essentially embrace the character's inherently self-destructive nature with the aptly named Potion of Malevolence, which grants Sympathetic Call. There's something different about this subject. Physically, they seem unchanged, yet somehow a sense of dread precedes them. Any harm that they endure on or off the battlefield seems to affect another nearby. Useful in a fight, annoying in camp, and surely isolating in everyday society. Which, to be fair, is probably how Annie prefers it, at least these days. And with our potions thusly banked and 4 more slots freed up, we now turn our sights to the Backstabber's Nest. A lowly bandit camp with some sort of hidden twist. My guess is either another necromancer or an unexpected named bandit. But let's go find out. Ah, brigand leader. Okay. So, slightly tougher fight, but the main thing to be worried about is a potential mercenary encounter on the way back to Eisengrab. That can actually be a company wrecker. Kinda makes me wish I hadn't just sidelined half our veterans. But what's done is done. Good luck, Raiders. Skulking through brush in dead of night, Zarmal leads the raiders as they sneak up upon the camp of the infamous Robber Baron, a scourge to the fine folks of Eisengrab, whom have banded together to place a hefty price upon his head. What's that, then? Is someone out there? Called an enemy archer, squinting into the darkness as he strayed from the safety of his spiked enclosure. Ah, you're just imagining things, the robber baron growled back, peering into the darkness as well. Gotta lay off the booze, Adler. Ain't no one round for miles. Oh, how wrong he was. Sadly, nothing really notable on gear. I mean, we'll try to harvest it, but I don't think we've really got much use for leather scale. Too heavy for our nimble bros, too light for the battle forged. Main gets here are probably just the more valuable weapons. And then possibly mercenary equipment. A pikeman on the south grunts, staggering, bolt buried between ribs. The raiders' arrival is met with scattered shouts of alarm. A spattering of projectiles fired in their general direction, none coming even close to striking the mark. The pikemen hunkered down, weapons held at the ready, hafts set, to receive charges from foes they could only kind of see. Which, to be fair, was effective in discouraging the raiders from rushing right in. They circled wide, allowing Verlin to take lead. Yeah, that tree line actually makes this kind of awkward. Oh, well that works. The robber baron rushed into battle, lunging for Seymore, landing a strike but then swiftly finding himself surrounded, as the raiders all but absorbed him into their ranks. The southern flank continued to hold, still waiting on Verlin. Rex rushes the wooden palisade, and Verlin finally engages. Rassel wades in as well, eyes set on that bowman lurking behind the barricade. Malafnoy moved in, giving the pikemen a wide berth. And the battle was well and truly joined. Zarmal laying into the second pikeman, throwing him off guard. finding himself blocked by a shieldman. Rax removed the shield, and now merely faced a man. Well, swordsman if you want to be technical about it. Trip kept the robber baron off balance. Rassel swiftly crushed the now shieldless shieldman, then stepped up, eyes once again set upon that unfortunate archer. While Arrow followed up behind. Though no easy targets just yet. Not without leaving himself exposed. Rude. Diego pauses, then goes for the notched blade on his belt. Rook and Verlin make short work of the first pikeman. Besieged by knives, the robber baron's resolve crumbles. Malavnoy holds, grunting as a heavy throwing spear impacts his shield. Mark returns fire, the enemy defeated, or at least defooted. Verlin likewise lunges low, stabbing the second pikeman through the foot as well. Arrow continues his inexorable approach. Even as the enemy archers continue scattershotting arrows in return. Rack steps up, but meets another shield. No worries though, Rassel reaches right over that pesky palisade. An archer's head erupting, even as Rook pierces the final pikeman. The raiders start pincering the bandit formation. And Trip finally slips a stab in edgewise. Malavnoy slashes an enemy spearman's face. Zarmal pushes into the enemy camp. As Arrow and Rax seek to do likewise on the other side. Rassel eyes potential targets. No luck. Rook drops the second to last archer. Rack still struggling with shields. Gotta get that melee up. Mal slays the southern spearman. And the fight is all but over. But for a single bandit bludgeoner. Oh, and I suppose the one swordsman on Rax. Oh, wow. Wild to see a mid-tier bandit actually landing hits on Diego. But that's just the RNG for you. The last of the archers falls. As does the robber baron himself. Arrow unhands the bandit swordsman, then unalives him as well. And the raiders swarm into the makeshift camp. The last of the brigands flailing away with his spiked club. Rax moves up behind him, looming menacingly, while Strook impales yet another foe. And just like that, the bandit bludgeoner is broken. His allies dead, the camp all but lost. He makes his move, darting for safety, but getting the axe instead. And thus it ends. The robber baron is no more. As for loot, we did indeed pull the leather scale armor, which, yeah, really wasn't worth the effort. I mean, we'll get a few hundred gold for it at least. But hey, got some field time for the rookies. Pretty light on level ups, but at least we got one for Mal. Let's head back to Eisengrab. Oh, though we should go ahead and pull the rookies now, since we are anticipating a potentially tougher fight on the way back. Again, really wishing I hadn't sidelined so many of our vets. Got a little greedy there. But we'll see how it goes. Let's rebalance Diego's loadout. Get him back to at least 60 fatigue. That works. Oh, and Mal's level up. Not entirely sure where we're going with him just yet. Really comes down to how his stat growth goes. Oof, but with rolls like that, not really giving me a lot to work with. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We'll take the max range defense, bump that to 10. We'll shore up health, obviously. And then, I guess, we'll go... fatigue? No, melee. His base defense is high enough that we might end up losing the shield at 7, at which point fatigue becomes much less of an issue. He's only really struggling right now because of that minus 18 modifier. Yeah, with Mal, we basically just want to keep him alive until he hits high enough level for the disowned noble event to fire. That'll essentially be the make or break moment for his entire build. And we're good. You return to Eisengrab to talk to Wigmar the Wise. The details of your journey are simple. You killed the brigands. He nods, smiling tersely before handing over your payment as agreed. Good work, men. Those brigands were giving us plenty of trouble. Hey, always happy for an easy payday. And yes, that's the noble contract we are not doing. It pits us against the Goswins, which we're trying to avoid. Though we will take those trade goods. Now freshly discounted due to our recent good deed. We'll go ahead and break some bread, too. And with that, we are officially done in Eisengrab, so on we go, ever further south. Next stop, Funberg, and then we'll figure it out from there. No point in planning too far ahead. Things might change the second we find a decent contract. All right, let's see what we've got here. Nothing really jumping out at me. Oh. Well, Sir Robert Slicer, unique military cleaver. Outside our current price range, but that's a maybe. I'll have to double check the numbers on that. Hey, and there we go. Some actual decent prices. Good chance to resupply, if nothing else, though it, Oh yeah, we're not really seeing much in the way of decent sell prices. Still a good chance to resupply, though, and obviously dump our cheaper stuff. One sec. And we're back. Yeah, not much reason to do any serious trading here, but we did at least restock on tools and grabbed a doggo for Ver, which he'd better keep alive. So I guess from here we'll head to Wallen. That would put us en route to pretty much any of the 3 city-states. All 3 of them have alchemists, so pretty much any of them might have guns. But regardless, one step at a time, let's see what's going on at Wallen. Yeah, which of course we hit at night, so might as well take care of this while we're waiting. A woman runs up to you. She brings her children with, not exactly taking precautions with the sellsword. One of the kids swings their arms around your leg. He's back! You look down and grin, suddenly trying to shake the bastard off, although he just takes it for play. The mother retrieves the spawn before pointing up the road. Eagle the councilman's been looking for you. Tell him I fetched you. Maybe he'll come and fix our well once he knows I done a favor. She looks world-weary, dragged to the hells by the cheeriness of her children. Yep, I hear that. Eagle the councilman's got a few dogs at his feet, all tuckered out. He explains that he spent the past few days hunting for missing folks, but alas, they are not to be found, and he hopes that you might grant the townsfolk some closure. Which you will, because you need pretty much any parts this job might offer. Wolf parts for mantles, web-necked parts for nets and poison. Noxera teeth for necklaces. Or at a stretch, fire pots if we're willing to go after Ifrit as well, which I'd really rather not. Noxera, nice. Almost would have preferred web-necks, as weird as it is to say that. We've gotten some pretty decent mileage out of those reinforced nets. I'd love to stock back up. But we'll take the teeth. Also horns and possibly gut pearls. Another job for the rooks. I mean, slightly dangerous, but nothing they can't handle, I think. Especially with a couple of vets babysitting. Swiftly hunting the hungry horde harassing the nearby hamlet. The raiders wade into the fray. If these beasts doth hunger, then let them eat steel. Bowman opens with a couple of quick shots, one beast wheezing as it's entirely run through. Mark follows up, putting a bolt through another Noxera's shoulder. And the rest of the line moves up. Drakiith already engaged, but the other raiders following suit. A particularly massive monstrosity moving to block their advance. Rook runs a smaller beast through, whilst Rev instead backs Rax. Sigmar charges, spearing a lung-shot lurker. And Zarmal wades in as well. The rest of the rapacious rabble pushes back, claws scrabbling at shields, fangs gnashing hungrily. A few blows slip past shields, but none through chain. Arrow punctures another beast's throat. Rax repels the beast on him as well, nearly lopping off its head in a single swing. Drak beheads one on center. Mark disarms another. And several gather on the southern rise. But the raiders stay focused on easier prey. Zarmal slaughtering yet another. Diego breaks the biggest beast. Rook stigmatas another, then falls back into formation. Verlin breaks one on the south. Rev another on the north. Sigmar slays the most sizable. But a second one looms. Milky eyes set upon Zarmal, even as the assassin lashes left and right, tearing at its rubbery hide. Rax wades in, slaughtering a beast as it seeks to scamper clear. The back line lays down fire. Tommy going for his mace. And deftly dashing a beast that gets too close. Diego puts one down, then wings another. And not to be denied, the largest remaining Noxera greedily snatches Zarmal up. Rook rams his pike into another nearby Noxera, then gestures. Get him out of there! Rook nods, decapitating a ne'er-do-well en route. Whilst Verlin holds the south. Sigmar circles wide, helping to keep them contained. And Rack steps in. His axe bites deep, carving a wide gash across the bloated beast's belly. Arrow drops another, whittling down the south. And Drak widens the gap. The Noxer seeming to deflate as the none too happy Zarmal extricates from its intestines. Rook repels another, its hand left in ruin. And the rest of the raiders rally. Rev lopping a leg, as the raiders seek to unpack these ghoulish pests. Tommy and Seymore put 2 down on the south. Malafnoy another. A mere 3 remain. Zarmal angrily eviscerates one, trying to shake the viscous goop, still mucking up his mask. Bit by bit, the last 2 beasts are encircled. Rook hands another one off. Rev gives it a light ribbing. Tommy shows one to the exit. And the last gets the general thrust. And look at that, 3 level ups for the rookies. That is exactly what we want to see. Ooh, not too shabby on the drops either. Gotta say, this actually turned out to be a pretty decent detour. The Noxer's dead body looks more rock than beast, as it lays flat and unmoving. Flies are already coupling inside its mouth, sowing life in the frothy remains of death. You order Valen to take its head, for Eagle the Councilman will be expecting proof. Val probably doesn't mind, he is the company beast slayer after all. You find Eagle the Councilman resting on his laurels. He stands and pulls his pants up, a servant quickly retrieving a bucket from whence he was sitting. The poor servant quickly rushes out of the room. Eagle the Councilman points at the Noxer head dangling from your hand. That is absolutely disgusting. Kasper, give this man his pay. Resting on his laurels. You know, can't say I've ever heard it called that, but it does make sense. Oh, and look at that. It was indeed worth our time to wait. This is a great chance to top off on ammo. Though not to offload our more valuable finds. One sec, let me just shuffle some things around. All right. All set, so I guess we'll, England would be a good place to grab nets. Karakin's pretty remote from everything else, though. We'll try our luck in Hikmah, and then if that doesn't work, we'll head east to the other city-state. And then from there, we can head up to Matterfest and follow this whole line of unvisited towns en route to Angolan. Oh ho! Easy target. Oh, right. We still have all these level ups, too. Let's take care of that. Ranks hit 7. That's Battleforge, baby. Just got them all armored up, too. And... okay, some decent stat rolls. Slight flub on the MDef, but we'll still take it. With our third being... initiative. Actually, you know what? Let's grab that RDEF instead. Round that out to 15, though that'll be the last time we bump it. And as for Seymore, hits level 5. Not sure we're ready to commit to Shieldman just yet, so we'll sit on that perk. But we will bump defense. We'll go ahead and grab... oof. Health? Yeah. Flub to resolve, so I guess we'll go... fatigue or initiative. Initiative. Really want to keep that about 20 over fatigue. Oh ho! Better target. Golden Tents, Cutthroats, and an Outlaw. Along the way to Hikma, the raiders spy motion just off the desert road. Curiosity piqued, they follow, soon stumbling upon a shanty town of tents. The locals are none too happy to see these sudden intruders, but the raiders outnumber them 2 to 1, so what are they gonna do? Die, I suppose. Rev shears the arm off a nomad thug. Another rushing in to engage. Maljukes north, hobbling another nomad. And the rest of the raiders wade in as well. No real need for elegance on this one. The slaughter will be swift. As evidenced by Alois putting a bolt through the bludgeoner's face, and Rax taking off an entire head. The nomads have a few regrets, but it's too late to apologize. Perhaps in the next life. Which Drak ushers one off to, courtesy of his Kopesh. Ah! Pocket sand! Rax hacks another. Mark mercs the next. Alois ends a third. Rook shafts a shoulder. And the rest of the raiders rush in, eager to claim the kill. But who will it be? Ah, Zarmal. And thus it ends. The hapless nomad stood no chance. The raiders briefly rifle through their meager possessions, no doubt ransacked from random passers-by. Not you, random. Yeah, that's fine. Also pulled a level up for Rev. I think that's level 11. Second to hit that soft cap. I believe I stated it before, but for those who haven't played Battle Brothers, the soft cap is at 11. At that point, you stop gaining perks and full stat rolls. You can still gain levels. They just become much less impactful. You basically just gain 3 stat points to distribute, which is still something, so I mean, there is some growth. Oh, right, and his final was going to be Berserk. As if he weren't already deadly enough. The funny thing being that he's actually kind of a glass cannon. His defense is what I would consider below the acceptable standard. Though, that said, I don't think we're going to waste one of his last rolls on a mere 2-point bump. This is the last time we actually get full advantage of a die roll. So instead, let's go the full +5 in initiative. Bump that up towards 90. And we'll take morale. Or resolve, rather. And that's it. That's his last full level up. Not great. Decent backline bannerman. Honestly, didn't expect him to survive this long. I always figured if any of the OG anatomists would bite it, it would be Rev. But no, it ended up being Eerie. Okay, well that's probably Ancient Undead. I'm not sure we want to tangle with them right now. Not because we can't handle it, but more just because we don't have room. We will, however, take out the Nomads, simply because it's now or never. With a double tap opener from Arrow. Ooh, and you know what? This actually was worth our while. I've got my eye on that 3-headed flail. I'm not sure I've ever really used one of those. I've heard mixed things about them, but I would like to try one out myself. Like, on paper, it sounds like they should be good. But I have heard there's some sort of shenaniganery at work with the way the damage is divided and the way it works against armored targets. But we'll putter with that firsthand. See how it feels. Assuming, of course, we can actually get it to drop. Shouldn't get too far ahead of myself. The rest of this stuff we can take or leave. Nothing all that notable. Speaking of which, Alois takes off an ear and leaves it where it lay. A swing of the pole mace. The first Nomad falls. Arrow scatter shots the shields, keeping the foes distracted. They're actually pretty handy with those shields. Shame Random's still sidelined. He would have helped speed this up. But it's fine. We're good. The last two Nomads shuffle nervously. The first one stumbles, a bolt finding his foot. And Rassel hobbles the other. Literally this time, since I believe by definition it does require a blunt impact, as opposed to a sword, which Mal used earlier. Annie smashes a nose. Sigmar claims another kill. And Verlin the other. Once again, not much of a fight, but oh, and look at that. We will absolutely take it. Three-headed flail. Fantastic. That right there makes this brief sojourn worth it. Not sure there's anything else really worth making room for, but let me get a gander. I mean, we could drop the kite shields. I think we might be pretty much done with those. Good enough. Let's haul axe to Hikma. Right after I tag a few items for repair. And that should put us at a good place to call it. You know, not the most exciting episode we've had. Best fight was probably that first one with the backstabber's nest. But we did certainly get some items worth having. Banked a bunch of Not Zero parts, grabbed our first three-headed flail, which we'll toss to random. Actually, with 58. Melee, perhaps not. Let's have Annie test that out. Like I said, we'll see how it feels. And ultimately, I do think we're going to go Headhunter. As of the latest reworks, it does appear that it works pretty well with Lash. And yeah, we'll put a pin in that, possibly come back for it later. Though, again, our main focus is to find firearms, not to be distracted by every single thing we pass. So all the more reason to hit Hikma. Hopefully we'll get lucky, find at least one. Recently rated, so potential good sales prices. Couple of contracts on tap. Let's see what we've got. Package run to Eisengrab. A little too far, but we'll at least put a pin. You find Hakan al-Zahir of Hikma feeding a bird in a cage. The bird is a collage of colors, some of which you're not sure you have ever seen before. Suspecting your presence, or perhaps smelling it, Hakan turns with a hint of disgust. You are scaring my bird, Crownling, so I will make this brief for her sake. There are nomads roaming the peripheral of my lands, and I need them destroyed. I am sure a man of your, station would be willing to undertake such a simple, easy task. Yeah, why not? Pays decent enough, and I would like to try out this new flail. Also, as unpleasant as they may be, we do want to get on the good side of the local leaders. There's lots of potential profit to be had out here, we just have to get in good with them first. Also, wouldn't hurt to, potentially reduce the costs on those handguns. Hey, okay. There we go, some decent sale prices. Not the best, but certainly better than what we've been seeing. Discount Fire Spear, that might be fun for Arrow. Alas, no guns at the local alchemist. Alright, well, first stopover, partial success. We at least have a decent place to unload all our goods. even if we didn't find everything we were looking for. Catal, earmark that. Still debating doubling up on daggers for both our duelists. Give them extra options out in the field. So yeah, we'll go ahead and hit the pause button for now. I will take care of the off-screen inventory management. See how much bank we can make with all these goods we've been hauling. And we will pick up here next time. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Erie V23, Revenant, Alois, Arrow Bowman, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.